Hey guys, Gavin here, welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a magic trick that I created. It's becoming Halloween, close to Halloween. This is a magic trick that I created to go with Halloween. This is not fully my creation. I saw one of Chris Ramsey's videos. He's also a magician on YouTube. And I would watch one of his videos and found some ideas for this trick. This is basically his trick, just created differently. Go check out his video. It's all about basically moving ink within a deck of cards. But this is my version for Halloween. So let's get into this. And P.S. if you guys haven't seen my last video, I posted it at a very bad time, but I couldn't take it down and repost it. So it's there. Go check out my channel. I have one other magic video. It's also my creation. Go check it out. It's a great trick. I just, again, posted it at a bad time, but still go check it out. So for this trick, here we go. So you can shuffle the deck up. But for this, first I need a card. So we can take any card. How about the Two of Spades here? You can see. We can take the two. We'll come back to my card in a second. Right now we actually need you to select a card. So of course you're not here, but I'll just say stop right about there. So your card is the Jack of Spades. So we can take the Jack, and since it's coming close to Halloween, we need something kind of spooky and kind of falls around Halloween. Spiders. They're creepy and everything like that. So we can take the your card and just draw. Hold on. Sorry. We can take your card and just draw a little kind of spider-like thing. I'm not the best artist, but you know what? There. You can see the little design there. It's not the best, but it's, yeah. So if you were here, I'd allow you to draw it. But we can take your card with the drawing on it. But the reason we drew a spider is because the spider is actually going to try to crawl within the deck to find my selected card. So you can see it here, look, just like that. The ink jumps off to find my, hold on. To find my card. You know what? No, I'll try something else here. So look, I can actually take, you can see the design there, or the spider. I can pull the spider right off in my hands. And look, I can lose it right into the deck. And if you give it a second, you can see, I want you to see this here. The spider crawled onto one card. There. You can see the spider design on my Two of Spades. Okay, so this is a really cool magic trick that you can perform anywhere at any time. It's impromptu. All you really need is a marker or any sort of indicator. It doesn't have to be done with the spider. I like the spider because, of course, Halloween. It is a nice, spooky thing. Plus, the idea of a spider coming to life and crawling within the deck is something that I feel is very cool. And again, I got this trick from Chris Ramsey. He's a YouTuber that does magic, and he made, I don't know if it was his original trick, but it was a trick that he taught. How whoever you're performing to signs the front of a card, then he signs the back of a different card, and it ends up they are both signatures or drawings are on the same card. It's a really cool effect, but I wanted to change it up to make it more for more my what I like, and to make it more my trick and less of the same trick. So the tutorial for this is super simple. All you need is a deck that you don't care about ruining a card of. This entire deck, as you can see, it's very dirty. These are all duplicate cards. Like, I use these cards for Magic. Like, if I were to have someone sign a card or draw something on it, I'd use these cards because they're very ruined. The box is a mess. This was like one of my first decks of cards that I had, but the amazing part is it still fans amazing. Look at that. I really recommend you guys get a Tally-Ho deck. I like the circle backs a lot, but I really recommend you get this. Look at how dirty and nasty that side is, but yet it fans so nice. I recommend you guys get this deck, but get back to the tutorial. So for this, I'll just use this design to show you guys. So it starts out with, So it starts out with you selecting any card. It doesn't matter what the card is. We'll use the Ace of Diamonds, for example, here. You just lay your card on top. You just make sure they know this is your card. You can say Ace of Diamonds, whatever. Then you just put it on top casually and make it look like you cut into the deck. What you actually do is you get a pinky break under on top of your card. It's pretty simple to do this. The way I like to do it is you cut, and instead of just placing it right on top, I like to do like the little dribble like thing, slide it off, then get a break. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this tutorial because I'm expecting you guys to know some simple magic. If you guys want me to get into simpler and more detail on the tricks, I will. Just comment that below, please. So you just get a pinky break under, which is above your card, which is basically, as you can see, a break. From the front, it looks completely normal, but your pinky's deep in the middle of the cards. And what that allows you to do is control your card, but instead of controlling your card to the top, what you're actually going to be doing is doing a riffle force. I like the riffle force for this. You could do you couldn't do a classic force for this because what you need to do is end up doing a double lift, so you can't classic force a card on someone, so you do the riffle force, which is, I'll get into a little more detail on this. So once you get the break under the card, you riffle down the side, and they just call stop. Wherever they call stop, you lift at this break, so it'll look something like that. This looks a little like suspicious and stuff, so other people like to do something like that. I like to kind of do after they call stop, angle it down, pick up at the break, square it up, and put the packet on top. You can do this however you like, just a simple riffle force. You can look up a lot of tutorials on the riffle force. So once you do the riffle force, your card's on top, but you of course don't want to force your card on them because they'll know it. Instead, you want to get a pinky break and not a pinky break. You want to get you want to do a double lift. However you want to do a double lift. The way I normally do it is kind of the push-off double lift, like that, get the break and show the card. You could also do a, whatever it's called, I don't really know the names of the many double lifts, but you could do whatever that double lift's called, whatever double lift you want to do this. What this shows is them a random card, but it's actually the Ace of Diamonds. So you say, we can take the 7 of Diamonds here, and all I want you to do is draw a spider on the back. I chose spider because it makes sense, like crawling through the deck, and Halloween. You guys can do whatever you want. One thing you could do is you could ask them, when they think of Halloween, what do they think? Like candy, spiders, Frankenstein, and they could draw it. Comment below what comes to mind right away when you think Halloween. So, let's say spider. I like to use a spider for this. You can tell them to draw it, make it interact with them more. It doesn't matter what it looks like. I could just draw something like this. There, whatever that is. What this also does is reinsures that this is their card and it's not like a duplicate or anything. So you continue doing a double lift to make it look like the 7 of hearts has the design on it, or the drawing, but it's secretly the ace of diamonds. So again, you're doing a double lift, which is, you should know this if you're getting into Magic. I really recommend you perfect it. Obviously, I was doing like the most basic double lift, which is you can riffle, you can kind of riffle on the side until you get 2 cards, get a pinky break, and then lift it up as 1. That's not my go-to, but it is for situations where I need to do a double lift fast. So once you show your card, you do this sneaky move to make it look like the ink jumps. What you do here is when you go to flip it back over, your pointer, middle, and ring finger grab onto that card and slide the card out. So you just stole the ace of diamonds off the 7 of hearts. I'll show you this one more time. So you're in the setup. Again, they sign this card thinking it's the 7 of hearts. You do a double lift, and then when you go to flip it over, and what you want them to think you're doing is just this. But instead you're pulling it over, and in the action of sweeping it across the deck, you're pulling it off, just like that. And when done correctly, it looks like you're just pulling the card off. Now you don't want to flash this side because it obviously shows that the ink's gone. This is something Chris Ramsey did in his tutorial. You can show it, and then what he did, which I like, is you put pressure and allow the card to flip like that, and while it's flipping, you flip the deck, and it looks like the spider just jumped. And then you can obviously explain the spider jumped onto the card, just like that. Then you can slide their card into the middle. That card gets forgotten. It doesn't matter anymore. Then you do another double lift. Show, oh, it didn't work. Then you do the same move where you grab on and slide the card out. And while you do this move, your wrist bends. You kill your wrist, which is basically that, and it hides the move. Then you can do one more. You can do one more of those. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, sorry. So you can do one more of these moves. And then what he did in his tutorial, which I like, is then he put the card away, and then instead of continuing doing that, you can do it as many times as you like. I like to do it 2 times. I feel like it's just enough. It's kind of a funny thing, plus still amazing. The ink's traveling around. But now what I like to do is what I did is it made it look like you peeled the ink right off. Hold on. Notification just popped up on my screen. So what you do for this is you do basically the most original color change, which is, I'll show you the color change. Is you do a double lift. You might have seen this before. It looks good, but all you're doing is pushing this card forward, and your palm grabs this card on the way back, clears it, and puts the card on top. So I'll show you what it looks like. All you're doing is pushing the card forward, peeling this card back, and placing it on top, and then just dragging your hands across it, making it look like you're holding the ink of the spider. I'll show you this as the color change. You push forward, drag that card back, and there. It makes it look like the card just changed. So, one more time, you push the card forward, pull it back, and just like that, it looks like the ink disappeared. But again, one thing I like to do to make it really look like you peel it off is just slide your hand back and get into this position. It looks, when done correctly, it looks like the ink just disappeared off the card. You can see, you can grab it, and then if you don't have anyone like this, or if their hands are full, what I did was a Charlier cut, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but what I did was that, make it look like it got lost in the deck. But what I like to do if I have someone here, I like to make it look like it disappeared, or pull it off, and say to your spectator, hold this in your hand, they hold it in, and then you dribble the cards, and while you're dribbling, you tell them to throw it in anywhere. And what it does is it makes them think, of course they know they're not holding anything, but it involves them more. You can make it look like they throw it in and then reveal, you say throw it in, and then what you do, you could count the cards off like this, which I like to do, or you could simply spread the cards, but you do that up until you get to the card with the spider on it. You can ask them to flip it over. They see that the spider jumped, and then you can give this to them to keep as a souvenir, or you could just throw it out. And yeah, so it's a great trick. I love it. I hope you guys like it too. So please hit that like button for me creating this trick and sharing it with you guys. Tell me if you like this better than when I was like if I were standing up at this table. I kind of like this better. I can get a better angle, like you can see the cards better. But if you guys want me to be standing up when I'm performing these, then just tell me and I will. Like, if you want the other angle, if you want me to sit back at the table, however you like the stuff to be done. So don't forget to go check out my other video that I made a while ago, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.